13 matches. The sequence began with a victory over today's opponent Sunderland at Roker Park on Boxing Day, and despite two cup semi-finals coming up next week, the supporters here want the championship most of all. There's a change at left-back where John Bailey starts his first match since New Year's Day in place of the suspended Pat Vanden Hauwe. Gary Stevens and Andy Gray both passed fitness tests this morning. In midfield, Paul Bracewell faces the club whose supporters voted him their player of the year last season. Indeed, on the Saturday of Easter weekend last April, Bracewell helped Sunderland beat Everton and then to escape relegation. And Sunderland look to be facing that annual dogfight again. They've been badly hit by injuries. Howard Gale, David Hodgson and Mark Proctor still missing. Peter Daniel plays with a broken nose, although captain Sean Elliott is welcomed back at number 6. Referee this afternoon is Vic Callow from Solihull. Sunderland start the match in the famous red and white stripes. They've had 2 home defeats over the last few days and badly need the points. And obviously their supporters who followed them down wondering could they provide a surprise this afternoon. Ratcliffe, Trevor Steven, and Barry Venison back to Bennett. Sunderland playing with Walker and Wallace pushed forward, and the others, I would think, coming from midfield. Walker with the throw to Berry, back to Walker. Curled in, Wallace was there! Oh, what a start! And Walker's cross for Wallace, who headed that in at the near post in the 2nd minute. Well, the travelling fans from the northeast couldn't have wished for a better start. Ian Wallace clipped that in with his head on the near post, and it's the first goal that Everton have let in the league here at Goodison Park since New Year's Day. What a shaker for them. Trevor Steven, but it might make a very good match of it. Here's Stevens, and now Sharp. Bracewell, who was brought down by Elliott. Now the fans here wondering, can Everton reply instantly? They've pushed Mountfield forward for the free kick on the far side. Gray's made an early run. There's Walker. Away by Daniel. Howard Kendall's team unbeaten since December the 22nd. But a goal down here in the 2nd minute. That's Gray, on to Sharp. And now Bracewell. Bailey. Sheedy. It's a good cross. Oh, and Chisholm got a flick on it. Otherwise, Sharp was unmarked. Stevens. Reed. Bailey. Bracewell. Foot up, free kick. What a perverse game football can be. Everton, the toast of the North in midweek, suddenly find themselves a goal behind at home to a team at the other end of the table. Here's Barry Charlie Venison. Oh, what a bad ball by Elliott. Straight to Trevor Steven. And here comes Stevens. And Sharp Gray. And Elliott half away. How did they survive that? It's still in play. Bracewell. And now Bailey with the strike. Well, Sean Elliott had a let-off there. It was a terrible pass, as he would admit. But in the scramble which followed, he played his part in clearing Sunderland's lines. Bennett for Sunderland. Mountfield to Stephen, and back to Stevens. And on by Reid to Sharp. And it's Bracewell to Sheedy. Away by Elliott, Bracewell. Low in, and Gray's there, no! Bracewell drove it across, Sharp lunged first, Gray went in second, the ball went wide. Here's Bailey. And now it's Bracewell. And Sharp. And Reid. Stevens is square. Corner. Gary Stevens with a firm drive. Turned round by the angle. Flicked on, and a chance for Mountfield, and it was scrambled away. Derek Mountfield's header, and look at the break with Wallace. He's got Walker on the far side, but he's offside. Much to the relief of Everton, who would have gone 2 down there, but for the flag. So, 1 minute, it was Mountfield with a header at the other end, which was scrambled away by Sunderland, and with Mountfield stranded, they then launched a counter-attack, and Wallace played the ball in for Walker, who was unhappy to see the linesman flagging for offside. And as Mountfield and co push up to look for the equaliser, the danger of a second goal on the counter for Sunderland is apparent. Having said that, Everton have had nearly all the play. And they force a corner again. Here's Sheedy, and now Stephen. And Sharp is there. Stevens. Lobbed forward for Gray. He's so brave. And he's absolutely flat out. Everton are appealing to the referee that Gray was balked by the goalkeeper, but a corner's been given. Sheedy to Stevens. And Gray's coming in again here, so is Mountfield. Number 5. Here's Stephen. Over the head of Gray. Chisholm got it half away. Stevens. Sheedy. And Gray again! And this time he's thrashed it against the outside of the goal and then collided with the boards. Stevens chipped the ball in. It looked to be drifting out on that far side from our angle, but Gray will always chase a lost cause. Daniel. Offside again against Walker. They're getting caught repeatedly, Sunderland, as Everton push up in a line. Sharp and Bennett. Bumping and boring, free kick to Everton. Now this is where Sunderland have got to get themselves organised, because if Sheedy decides to do what he did here against Ipswich and curl one, they might be embarrassed. Stevens, on the other hand, might fancy blasting one from there. They've got choices. Stevens, deflection, and Bracewell to Mountfield, onside. But Berry blocked the attempted pass and found Wallace. Bracewell, on again for Reed. Well played. Reed's cross, Gray! What a fantastic goal! Beautiful goal. 34 minutes gone, and Everton produce one right out of the textbook. Bracewell fed Reed on the right, and Reed's approach work there was sheer class. The cross that came in was low and inviting, and Andy Gray is the person to throw himself at those and score with a diving header. So the score's level, and Everton's possession pays off. And the player who scored was doubtful until this morning, but the courage that Howard Kendall knows so well when he signed Andy Gray, that was the quality he wanted, among others, has paid off again. Stephen. Pickering knew which way he wanted to go. Stevens is backing up though. And Bennett with the header out. Goalkeeper saying push out to the defenders, don't let them drag you back in. Sharp is up with Chisholm, here's Bracewell. Goes back again to Stephen. Gray's there again! Oh, I say! Another great header. Just 4 minutes after his first one, Andy Gray produces another goal which sends Goodison Park into rapturous applause and appreciation coming from all round the ground. Trevor Stephen got the ball back in with that lovely cross, but surely that is vintage Gray, just as the first one was. And if ever a man's career was reborn in the last 18 months or so, then it has to be the career of Andy Gray. You don't have to jump 6 feet in the air to score goals with your head. Gray will go for them at any height. Stevens. Came off Chisholm. And Everton are leading Sunderland a merry dance at the moment. Wallace, Venison. Walker's closing in, and Mountfield, Walker, and Stevens off the line. Brilliant clearance, he's injured, but it saved a goal, there's no question about that. Sunderland would have equalised, but for the bravery of Gary Stevens. But on the break, it's Stephen to Reed. And Gary Stevens has pushed on down the right wing here. He's waiting for support from the other side. Now Gray. Bracewell. Stevens to Bracewell. And in for Stephen. Good turn. And a chance again. Stephen, a lovely little ball in. It was Sheedy who went to try and finish it off and couldn't. And the whistle goes for half-time, with applause reverberating around this famous stadium, mostly in honour of a centre-forward whose performance there was of a classic mould. Two majestic headers by Andy Gray put Everton in front after they'd gone behind in the second minute. Well, since January the 1st, 1984, Everton have played 82 competitive matches and lost just 11. And people say, what was the turning point? And they think rather unkindly back to that Kevin Brock back pass at Oxford. I prefer to think the signing of Andy Gray and his influence at Goodison Park and on and off the field was a very big factor indeed. Stephen away from Pickering. Yes! Another superb goal. 53 minutes gone, and Everton are 3-1 up. Bracewell with that pass picked out Stephen. He did his job on the ball and finished in explosive fashion. A fabulous goal again by Everton, and this is now becoming one of their best performances. Certainly their finishing is of championship material. Walker. A marvellous move that was when you look back on it. The ball which Bracewell produced from left to right would have done justice to any grade of football, international level or whatever. And so too would the skill and the purpose and the sheer power in the shot of Trevor Stephen. Walker. Bennett. Off. Elliott. Oh, goodness me, nearly got that away to Reed. Bracewell, and they're in trouble, Sunderland. Gray to Sheedy. Off the defender, and in. Gordon Chisholm trying to stop Graham Sharp. And I think it's the man that put through his own goal on the day of the Milk Cup final, Gordon Chisholm. Well, that was bad luck, really, although Everton had Sunderland on the run from the moment they won the ball in midfield and Gray found Sheedy. The cross was intended for Sharp, but it looked to me as if Chisholm, trying to cut it out, put the ball into his own net after 70 minutes. And that, believe it or not, was Everton's 100th goal of the season. The first one back in August was a bizarre own goal by Grobbelaar in the Charity Shield, and the 100th is an own goal by Chisholm. So Sunderland 3 behind now. Here's Daniel. Venison with the cross. Wallace is up here, away by Mountfield. Poor Gordon Chisholm. lightning does strike twice. He was sent off here last season. This is Bailey. Reed. Done again. Venison trying to stop him. He played the ball first, did Venison. That's a corner. And Everton are going to make a substitution. Kevin Sheedy has been troubled by a thigh strain recently, and with two semi-finals coming up, Howard Kendall will not take any risks. So Kevin Sheedy goes off and is replaced by Alan Harper. And at the same time, Peter Daniel, who's been playing with a broken nose, goes off for Sunderland and is replaced by John Cook. Mountfield got a touch to it. And so with 15 minutes to go, both teams have used their substitutes. Here's Pickering. He's played quite well in parts, but Everton just haven't allowed him to get as far as the goal line where he could get in a decent cross. Berry. Bailey in front of Cook. Oh, that's some ball to Gray. And Sharp is free. Oh, would have been offside, I think, anyway. Stephen. Good effort. Oh! It was a great shot. But what a good pass from left back by John Bailey. Raking ball right across the pitch to Andy Gray on the far side. It came back eventually to Stephen, and that shot whistled wide of the far post. The crowd figure this afternoon at Goodison Park is just under 36,000. It's an unusual shot. He hasn't grown a tail, Neville Southall. That's his cap in the back of his shorts, just in case that sun comes out again. Sunderland can do now. That second-minute lead seems an awful long way away.